Morning world, welcome to Thursday, it's 1st of July. Just come in to shift my Land Rover and there seems to be a swarm of bees in the yard. The air is absolutely alive with honeybees. I don't know if the camera's going to pick them up or not, but it is alive with them. So I'm assuming that somewhere in one of these trees or something is a cluster around a queen. I can hear them, but I can't see the cluster. But I'm kind of guessing they're in there somewhere. Anyway, the swarm of bees isn't the reason we're down here. We're down here to repair some fencing that a bad decision of mine 2 days ago has created. I did think I might be able to see them, but apart from the couple of hundred flying around these two trees, I think she's in there somewhere. But I'm not going to get that curious because it'll hurt. Getting a bit of shade. Right, well, I've stopped here because if I put the quad bike on that side of the fence, even though the cattle are on the golf course right now, they will soon, well, minutes, if they decide to come round, they can come up round and they'll start beating this thing up. So so I'll park it here. Sheep think I'm going to move them. Not yet. Soon, but not yet. What? I've got nothing for you. Nope, nothing. Nope. And I ain't got nothing for you either, big boy. So a lot of you were concerned about our ram a while ago. Well, there he is. Oi, do you mind? Pack that in. No. So lambs are all looking pretty well actually, but these guys really want their coats off. This is getting properly late now to have sheep with their coats on, and it's I mean, they're protected against the flies, but it's just, if it gets really hot, I feel so sorry for them. Look, he's just rubbing his head, Biskit. He's not after you. You haven't got to worry about him, honestly. He's not going to hurt you, don't worry. My dog is really not impressed about being put out there with the sheep. Not even slightly impressed. He's not going to hurt you. He's really not interested. Well, you may be if you were in that basket, but you know, you're alright, honestly. I'm not going to get that right there. going to be tight. But I think we will manage this. Oh. You can just hear my dog grumbling at the ram. Right. Got it. So for those of you who wonder why we shear our sheep and we do what we do, oh, I got one on his back over there. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. How's he managed that? Anyway, I was saying, just looking at the ram and him panting the way he is, that's the way we shear the sheep. It's not for money. All right. 100 years ago, it was part of the income of the sheep farmer, the wool, earn a few quid. But nowadays, it costs about £1.75 to shear a sheep, and what you get off of it is worth 35, maybe 40p. You silly creature over here. How long have you been there? Okay. Right, let's see if you can stay on your feet. Right, she's a bit disorientated, a little bit wibbly wobbly. That's normal. And looking at the pile of poo behind and the flattened grass, she's been there for a few hours. Okay, that's one of our new ones. I will have to keep an eye on that because sheep have a habit of getting on their back. Once they've learned how to do it, they're really good at doing it again. Right. Now, I never spotted that when I first came in the gate, which I should have done really, but I suppose I was concentrating on where I was going and what I was doing instead of looking at them again. Never take your eye off the ball. I should have learnt that lesson. Right, she's okay. Sometimes, if ever you find a ewe on her back in a field, no farmer is ever going to shout at you for going out there and try and get her back on her feet. But it's always wise, before you put her back on her feet, just look at the back of her. If there's a great big pile of poo there, she's been there for a long time. And the chances are that the second you lift her up, she's going to fall straight back over because her brains basically get turned upside down if they've been on their back for long enough. So if there's a great big pile of poo behind, you might have to turn her back on her legs, but actually hang on to her. Because if you let go, you're simply going to have to turn her back on her legs again because she'll just flop straight back over on her back. Yeah, she's been there a few hours. So, but Julie walked through the sheep this morning at 6 o'clock with the dogs. I'm assuming it would have been after 6 o'clock. So it's what, 10:30 now. It wouldn't have been long after she came through. And she would have spotted him because she goes through that gate and she comes around that way. There's no way she could have missed it. I did though when I first came out. I saw 4 flagpoles waving in the air. Anyway, yeah, sheep. They get wool on their backs, they get itchy. And if they've got nothing to scratch their backs on, sometimes they'll roll on the back just to have a scratch. But when they're a bit fat, like some of my young ladies are a bit fat, as soon as they get on their back, their belly falls down, they can't actually roll back over. They physically can't roll over again. And it doesn't take long. You get a ewe on its back, the fox will come. Sometimes when they get a bit weaker, the fox will just eat the udder off of them. I don't know what it is about sheep and udders, but get a bit weak. The ravens will come down, have their eyes out. So yeah, so I've got one that likes to get on its back. Oh joy. Right there, mate. Right, anyway, so I've actually done that bit of fence, that's finished. So now we need to go up and repair the rail up there without this lot getting out. See? She's not panting, but he's a big fella. He needs his coat off. Don't you, mate? Yeah. Well, the bees have all but disappeared. A couple of stragglers left behind. I just wonder what my chances are of getting through that gateway and back to the top of the golf course unnoticed. Slim. They've definitely spotted me. Right, so there's the other bit of damage. Our determined cow, this was. She jumped over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this top rail on this side, so the pressure's against it. There's no, because we were using this as golfers, there's no barbed wire on that particular piece, which made it weaker. Oh, you do want to go that way. Okay, you want to go that way. Don't fall off there, alright? Of course, this rail was nailed originally on the other side of the post, so it didn't matter about the angle of the nails. This side, it does. I'm going to have to draw him out and start again. That's better. So it's not pretty. Not that it matters, because I'm actually going to take this piece of fence down and fence between that post there and that one there and replant the trees on here. Then that gate there can come out and they can use it somewhere where it's actually really needed. Cattle have a fascination with the quad bike, and that's partly my own fault, because last year I was picking apples, chopping them up and bringing them down. I was feeding them to the cattle in a quad bike, so they kind of associate this thing with something delicious. Hello, boys and girls. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that the 5th one there? That's ours. So these are 4 of the new calves, which are looking pleasantly curious and not really afraid. So where's the 5th one? There he is, in there. They're happy enough. Back together.